Hello and welcome back to the program. Well, as promised before the break, we are now joined by Sacred Heart Foundation to talk about a lot of things taking place at the hospital and a lot of great activities and a lot of construction that you may have seen driving past the hospital taking place. And we'll talk about all of that. And joining me to do so, are Adrienne Maygarden and Carol Carlin. Ladies, thank you both so much for coming on the show today.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit first, Adrienne, about the foundation, Sacred Heart Foundation. You guys are a little different than the hospital itself that everybody does see there on 9th Avenue. Tell me a little bit about the foundation and what your mission is.
Absolutely. Sacred Heart Foundation exists on behalf of Sacred Heart Health System. We were formed in 1984 and we serve the mission of Sacred Heart Health System from Pensacola to Port St. Joe. We are essentially the fundraising arm of the health system, and we encourage contributions and volunteer support for building expansions, for equipment, as well as innovative programs, so that we're able to turn no one away.
You said something there that I want to make sure people understand. Fundraising. You guys, Sacred Heart is a not-for-profit, right?
It is. We are a 501c not-for-profit.
So, okay, so how can people's donations, how can people, get involved and donate to the foundation?
Absolutely. There are so many ways that you're able to support Sacred Heart Foundation. Right now, and I know Carol is dying to tell us about our new Studer Family Children's Hospital Capital Campaign, but we're really asking the community to step up and make transformational gifts that impact children and families for generations to come. There's also, you can volunteer with events throughout the year. You can volunteer within our hospital. And of course, we hold events, 4 primary events throughout the year. And we just ask you to sponsor, participate, have fun. And we love bringing the community together.
Absolutely. And Carol, Adrienne mentioned it, the hospital, the expansion of the Children's Hospital. Tell me a little bit about that, and then the capital campaign and how that's going.
Yes. Well, let me take you back just a step. The Daughters of Charity came to our community more than 100 years ago.
Wow.
And to start a first hospital, in order to do that, they raised money to do that. So the first investment was $10,000. So fast forward, we've outgrown the facility, just like the Daughters did on 12th Avenue when they started a hospital there. We've been caring for children next year, 2019, for 50 years.
Wow.
So the facility is very outdated. We have growing needs for our NICU babies and our adolescent children that come in. Children are not little adults, they're children. So with this, we have an $85 million project. It'll be a new 4-story, 174,000 square foot facility.
Wow.
And we will house a brand new level 2 and 3 NICU. We are a trauma hospital, so we get all of the trauma patients and children that come to our hospital. So with the $85 million, we had $55 million of our own. So we reached out to the community for support. And we have to reach out to the community because of our mission. We turn no one away. So last year alone, we gave back almost $100 million in uncompensated care for our region. So with that, that's why we reach out to the community when we need equipment that breaks, when you need a new hospital to give the latest and greatest care for your patients. So with that, we reached out to the community, and the community has come with open arms, but we're still short of the $30 million that we needed to raise. We're $6 million away from making that a reality.
How can people help make it a reality?
So you can give directly to the Children's Hospital for the expansion. And I think people need to remember that 100% of every dollar that they give goes to the cause. It doesn't go to salaries or overhead. 100% goes towards the expansion or those neat pieces of equipment like the MRI machine, CT scanner that will scan a child in 3 seconds.
Wow.
And lessen the need to be sedated multiple times.
Yeah, you said it earlier, these are not adults, and it takes totally different set of care or machines or everything like that to treat these children. How important is that? What kind of impact do you see on the kids when they're in the hospital to have that that approach as opposed to just being in a regular hospital?
So research tells us that when children are in environments where they're less fearful And this hospital is built with a child in mind, with therapy dogs, and to lessen the fear. Hospitals are scary anyway, right? So even for adults,
Yeah.
but let alone a child that doesn't understand. So the private rooms allow the families to be together. Research tells us that children heal faster, families do better if families are together. So the hospital is designed with a child in mind.
And what is the anticipated open date of the hospital?
So we're very excited that March of next year we will
Okay,
be
wow.
celebrating. There will be, we'll have the exact dates out soon, but the end of March we'll be celebrating different tours of the hospital before it opens in May to the public. On April the 1st, April Fool's Day is actually the 50th anniversary of serving children in our community.
That is definitely a great cause, and you ladies do a great job for us year round. So thank you both so much for coming on the show. And again, encourage anybody to go to givesacredheart.org to give to the Capital Campaign. Again, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Stay with us. When we come back, we'll be in our Fort Walton Beach studio to talk about events on the Emerald Coast.